Happy Not Pi Day, everyone. But we were still
Oh,
thinking about pie. And if you were not thinking about pie, you're lying because we all know
now
we
we
were
are.
all thinking about. Everybody was thinking about pie. You were thinking about pie. You were thinking about pie. Y'all were thinking about pie. But this is not why we're here today because it is not Pi Day. But
Mm.
then again, funny enough, I mean, it is May 31st, 531. That is almost like 314. It is close enough to Pi Day. So
Let's have pie.
right after this episode, everyone have a pie.
Great. Thanks, Ben.
Tell them Ben said it's okay. Whoever they are, actually, that you're going to tell this to. But anyways, shortly into the episode, and we're already not digressing at all. I'm so glad this is going so well. It looks like we have a guest this week, like every week, but still. Courtney, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us on Almost Pi Day. This should be a thing, Almost Pi Day. It should also be a sticker, I think. But anyway,
Another sticker.
So many stickers. We should probably just start working with kind of displays rather than actual stickers. But again, a different conversation for a different time. Courtney, for those that of us, and not just us, but especially our audience here that have not met you before, potentially, you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Sure. So my name is Courtney Woolum. I am a database administrator. I work with manufacturing data, and I work with law software. It's really actually super fascinating. A lot of my focus is on performance tuning, documentation, and infrastructure recommendations. I've been doing this for just shy of 10 years now, and I just love it a lot.
Nice. That's good.
So that is the perfect segue because you loving data. I mean, we're all not supposed to have favorites, but we all have favorites. Let's face it. So, what's your favorite data thingy, Courtney? It can be a feature, it can be a tool, anything around data. It just cannot be data. Just to be super clear here.
So I really like the visual aspect of it. Actually, the design. So SSIS, I love making SSIS packages and making everything nice and readable. And I love doing Power BI, making dashboards that are not boring and make sense within the confines of that little screen. So I like the visualization aspect of it.
Boring dashboards that make sense should also be a sticker. Just saying. I'm surprised, to be quite honest, because from someone with a DBA or DBA-ish background, Power BI was very far down the list of things I would have expected as your answer, but love it to start.
Yeah, I inadvertently got sat on a project for almost 2 years designing nothing but BI reports and dashboards. So sort of
Lucky you liked it.
Came to me. No, I loved it. I really did. I actually did a session on jumping into Power BI and talked about the importance of color and telling a story.
I could probably use that session. Which
We
I
all
think is
could.
lucky, right? Because is it recorded and available on the internet?
So it's my user group, but the presentation itself is on my GitHub.
Okay. Cool. Did you do a presentation recently?
Oh, gosh. Recently, I did New Stars of Data in April.
Awesome. How was that?
Was very exciting. Very exciting. Nerve-wracking. A lot of the practice runs and the last minute tweaks to the PowerPoints, and I can't tell you how many times I changed the theme, like the colors and the.
Oh, I thought you meant the whole theme of the presentation.
No.
And now I'm talking about cats.
Colors and text.
Gotcha. Okay, nice. Cool.
Well, what I can tell you is that Courtney did quite well on that session. Good. That session is actually out on the internet, on the Data Grown YouTube channel, as all the other New Star sessions.
Perfect.
So here's an idea. It is end of May. Early June is very soon. And in early June, we're going to open the call for speakers for the PASS new speakers track. I mean, how about, Courtney, you just submit the session that Jess wants to see to that, and then it's all coming together quite nicely, potentially.
Perfect.
I mean,
I'll meet you there.
Y'all see what I did there.
That is a thought. I already submitted one yesterday, or not yesterday, last week.
Couple of weeks ago.
A few weeks ago. I submitted a session
call for speakers
in April during the call for speakers on memory management. So we'll see how that one goes. And I've got a couple other ideas for future presentations. We'll see what manifests.
Memory management would also be very good for me, whether it is a technical track about memory management with computers and SQL Server, or if it's a non-technical track about memory management because I don't remember anything. So either ones of those themes that you put together, I'll be there.
I have zero authority on memory management. I have many notebooks.
I mean, there's a caveat. We have to remind Jess to be there because otherwise she will forget, obviously.
That's true. Calendars are definitely not my strong suit. I think we've all figured that out.
Been there, done that, so.
Whoops.
However, that is perfect. Just imagine yourself sitting in an interview and you get that question, hey, so what's your biggest strength? What's your biggest weakness? There you go. Well, I kind of struggle having like 17 different calendars and keeping them all in sync without keeping them in sync. I think that is.
And my strength is, it's a miracle that I'm even here on the right day. Who wouldn't want to hire me?
Fair. The answer might be that the actual appointment was yesterday, but they still made time for you, given that you showed up.
They don't even know who I am or where I am. I've gone to the wrong place probably too.
Well, it happens to the best of us.
It does. I'll try and do better, but I would say I'll do better, but it's unlikely, so I'll just try.
And I mean, it is all about trying in the end. As long as you show the effort, I think we're all good.
Okay, perfect. Well, I definitely do that. But anyway, to get us back on track slightly, Courtney, what is your favorite non-data thing? When you're not playing with data and Power BI, what's your favorite non-data thing?
Crafting, kind of as a general thing. I like being crafty. I'm currently learning how to crochet. It's going okay. An hour felt like 10 minutes, so I think that's a good thing. But I especially like to draw. I'm not great at it, but I love drawing. I also have a draw. I don't know. I really enjoy drawing Pokemon dressed as superheroes. So for like kids or friends or whatever, just like, what's your favorite Pokemon? What's your favorite superhero? And
merge them.
Draw something cute for them.
Okay. Awesome.
The amount of creative people in this community that are either crafty or musical or both is very, very strong. I think at this point, being 60-something episodes in, we have enough of a statistical baseline to back that statement up.
I actually have 15 years of music under my belt as well.
Aha!
I have like 4 instruments downstairs.
Wow. I forgot. Oh, I was going to say that it makes sense that you like crafting and drawing and then Power BI. Like that ties together the data and the crafting almost into a favorite thing. Yep, that makes sense. Awesome. And I love the idea of having Pokemon dressed as superheroes.
It's pretty fun.
I have ideas. Cool. We'll come back to that.
I'm envisioning that big band more and more with more and more musical people joining us, but also I think at this point we have to have some kind of creative contest at the big reunion festival as well.
It's going to basically be like a craft fair with a stage for music.
And everybody will be like
food trucks.
Food trucks. Now we're talking.
Yes. See, now you're there, right?
Artisanal tacos and
yes.
Yes. Hipster coffee. I'll be there. It's my favorite kind.
Nice. But there's one issue. And by the way, Jess, great job. Food trucks. Now I'm hungry. I mean,
I even create that segue perfectly for you.
And I appreciate it very much so because segues are hard. They're the hardest part of running this show. It's not because everyone's like, oh, that must be so much work with all the recording and the uploading and all the tweets and the post-production. No, it's the segues. We spent hours and hours and weeks back in the pre-production room working on segues, and then they just So
never work. I thought you were going to say the hardest thing is to get me to turn up to shows.
yeah, that too.
But nobody knows that because they just come out, right? So
exactly. And nobody knows that we rescheduled this specific episode 73 times.
No,
nobody will ever know. It's our tiny little secret. But the thing is, that rabbit hole right now kind of, I'm not going to say killed the segue, but
yeah,
at least it got hit by a truck slightly. It
then
might
I'm
make
hungry.
it. Speaking of truck, it got hit by a food truck. Ha ha! There we go.
We're back.
Nice recovery. Well. Anyways, so Courtney, if you've seen some of the previous episodes, you will have figured out that we are going to kidnap all of our guests on this show. And since we are busy running the truck and reading maps and managing calendars and trying not to forget stuff, we put our guests in charge of
memory management from now on.
Since we're busy with memory management, we put our guests in charge of the show notes, but even more importantly, the food. Exactly. Food down here.
No, that was the show notes.
I know.
Food up here.
Eyes up here, food down here. What is happening today?
A lot.
Focus, Ben. We've got this.
I'm really trying. So, but since we are very gentle kidnappers,
yep.
We try to kind of meet you in the middle there, and since we're putting you in charge of food, and we're also interested in what kind of food you like, we're kind of like, hey, you're in charge of food, but it can be your favorite food. Doesn't have to be ours. So, speaking of your favorite food, hey, Courtney, what's your favorite food? Well, that took us only 3 minutes to get here.
I really like sushi.
Nice.
I pretty much, it's just like, what do you want for dinner? It's just like, can we go somewhere? Does it involve sushi? Yeah, I love it. Love it. It was one of the things that I missed the most when I was pregnant with my son. It was, it's not the same when it's cooked. So I just really like sushi.
I love sushi too. I actually haven't been for sushi in ages.
That is another good reason for both of y'all to be at PASS. Because some of the best sushi in the world, besides Japan, obviously, is up in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah,
interesting.
I grew up there. I'm familiar with how good their seafood can be.
So you're welcome for me mansplaining you the food from about where you're from. Welcome. That's what I do. But then again, I didn't know about it, so I'm kind of excused. No, but seriously, that is one of my highlights every single year coming to the Seattle area, having some.
Oh, the clam chowder. Last year, I got to have clam chowder. I haven't had that, and I can't tell you how long.
In Seattle or somewhere else?
In Seattle, at the Crab Pot, I think was the place called. Okay. Yeah. Amazing.
At least when I went there to PASS the last time, which was 5 or 7 years ago now at this point, I guess, there was a place called like Pike's Chowder or something like that someone recommended to me, and it was amazing. Yeah.
I mean, you would kind of expect them to have proper seafood given that they're right next to the sea.
Yeah.
However, also, especially for sushi, the amount of fresh fish they actually fly in daily from Japan and so is
nuts,
incredible. So when I started doing that tradition, I was going to say probably 2014, 2015-ish, where Scott from Verigens, the creators of Bimmel, we kind of were like, well, let's have sushi. He was like, well, I used to live here, so I know a place.
Perfect.
I know he knows good food, but I wasn't expecting as much. So there's this documentary on Netflix. I'm going to say it's called Visions of Shiro or Jiro.
It's about that guy that's like been making sushi forever.
Correct. And there's a sushi chef in Seattle that actually learned from that guy in Japan. And he opened one restaurant, then sold it, opened another one, and they're both amazing.
I never got to go. It sounds so good.
Yes. It is.
Let's go to PASS and get sushi.
Perfect.
And most excellent. I like it. It's
Great.
A deal.
Done.
It's
recorded, so you have to take us.
Okay, not that I'm actually in charge of anything, but let's do that.
Perfect.
Tell them Ben said it's okay, whoever they are that you're telling that to. That's kind of the closing bracket of this. Because speaking of closing brackets, another great segue. Oh my God, I'm on a roll here.
Absolutely crushed it.
We are at about time. Time flies when you're having fun, and that was a very fun episode. Even though we may have digressed once or twice in between, I apologize for that. Well, digressed-ish, kind of. Courtney, thank you so much for joining us. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you for having me. It was
of
fun.
course. I'm looking forward to see more of your submissions for Pass, because we're going to have sushi, you know. I'm also looking forward to see you in Ohio in a couple of weeks, and I'm looking forward to see both of you at Pass in November. It's a deal. It's on the recording. It's on the internet. And with that,
I've already bought my ticket. We're good. I'll be there no matter what.
All right.
Most excellent. With that,
see you there.
Thank you all. See you all next week, and bye.
Bye, folks.